In this video, I'm going to be talking about one of my students who passed recently at Mitcham Test Centre, and he actually wanted me to do a voiceover and help out all of you potential students who are actually going to Mitcham. So one of the things that I always tend to do is I tend to face opposite the traffic lights, so I'm not facing towards the traffic lights, I'm actually facing away from it. And then you're facing the other way. Now, over here, you will find that there is the give way to oncoming car sign. And it's very important to remember here that when you are going, you only take the appropriate safe gap. So as you can see here, the guy is waiting correctly, and you should actually wait until you see a safe gap. When it's safe to do so, make sure you check your mirror and your right mirror, and then you start to move when it's safe to do so. So as I can see here, he's waiting patiently. There are a few cars coming, so I would continue to wait until you can actually make the safe gap. So let's see what he does here. I'm actually just looking at the video through my phone, so it's one of those ones. And I am outside. I'm actually at a test centre waiting for another student and just making myself productive by doing videos for you guys so that you can benefit from it. So at Echo Driving School, we always try and help you guys out. Pass rates are always high. Percentage wise, I would say is at least 80% where people pass first time. Remember, tests are all about on the day how you drive, whether it's with my driving school or anyone else's. It's all about on the day. You could have a very good route, you could have a very easy examiner traffic situation, and you will pass if that's the case. So again, passing is just the first beginning of your journey to getting a license and then becoming a safe driver. So here it's all at 20 miles an hour, and as you will see in the video, this road leads up towards a roundabout, and on that roundabout the examiner told him to turn right, second exit. Now, a point to note here is it's a very narrow road, and depending on the time of the day you're doing your test, it can become very narrow. Also, don't forget the size of your car. So the car I use a big BMW. It's called a 2 Series Grand Tourer. So my car is quite big. It's a diesel as well. So you've got to make sure that you are in the correct gear as you go past these cars on either side. So just make sure that you are looking at both sides, checking your mirrors and making progress. It's 20 miles an hour, so there's not much you need to worry about here. Now, sometimes the sat nav does say turn right, third exit. It's actually second exit that he's going towards, and if the sat nav makes an error, then the examiner will actually correct it. So this road also a 20. It's a lot wider than the other road that you've just come from. There will be meeting situations at the end, but key point here to note is make sure you are making progress. As you'll see on the top screen right at the bottom, he's doing 19 miles an hour, 20 miles now on a 20 zone, which is very good. A lot of people do get faults for not making enough progress, holding up traffic behind you and things like that. So make sure you're not one of those people. If it's safe to do so, by all means make progress, and just go with the flow of the traffic. You will realize, once you get a license, there's nothing more annoying than having a slow driver in front of you where they're going really slow for no reason. So the examiner said here, or the sat nav, turn left at the end of the road. Notice a car just cut the corner a little bit here. So here, look out for a safe gap. It is a busy road. It's the Brighton Road. It can become very busy. His test was at 12:28. So at 12:28, again, depending on the day of the week you're driving, it can be busy. And as soon as you turn, there is a zebra crossing. This road is a 30 miles an hour road. You've got the petrol pump on your right, and you've got a 12-hour bus lane on the left, so do not enter that bus lane. I have had students who have failed there for some reason. You know, they thought they can actually, you can't even use this bus lane to overtake somebody. So in a minute here, the examiner did say turn right, and this is the one-way road. It's I think it's Upland Road, which is a one-way road, and on that road, you know, you're going to come up to the end and they can either ask you to turn left or right. So he was asked to turn left. Now remember, if you are doing a left at the end of this road, you've got to be very careful not to go into the left position like a normal road you will, because you have got a curb that's quite high up and it's close to you, and if you go too close to the left, you may end up mounting the curb and possibly failing. So I would always advise you to stay a bit more to the right, and then when you're coming out here, be careful, because look for a gap on both sides, not just one side, and then obviously take the turn. The road that he's just turned into is a 30, and then in a minute he's going to be going on a roundabout, and at the roundabout the examiner has said to turn right, so he's going to be turning right, third exit at a mini roundabout. This is the one that goes up towards South Croydon. So over here, again, it's a mini roundabout, so make sure you're giving a right signal. So check your mirrors, give a right signal, and look out for on the right. It is a mini roundabout, so you need to be taking safe gaps. So if you see a gap on the right, like what we call blockers, then use that blocker and enter the roundabout when it's safe to do so. So he's waiting here. I can see a red car on the right. There's the blocker I can see. So he was a little bit hesitant here. I would have started to move a little bit when that car, and then there he goes. He made that call, which is okay. I would give him a minor fault for undue hesitancy. There is a crossing that we've just passed. Be careful. They're usually right near roundabouts. It's a common thing of finding zebra crossings. So here you're going under the bridge. You've got yourself a, I think this is a Pelican crossing. Could be Puffin as well, but from the video it's not so clear. I did actually text my students and says, why the hell did you not clear your windscreen as often as I would like? Because in the video, as you will see, there's a lot of water, and I was like, well, how the hell did you see if you're actually driving in the rain? So a point to note to everybody is use your bloody windscreen. So here he's turned left. This road again is a 30, but when you take this road, remember to take it in first gear. Unless you're driving a petrol car and there's no one at the corner, you can take it in second, but I would definitely take it in first gear if I'm driving a diesel car. You are going uphill as well, and there are some there's a bus route on this route as well, so bus stops coming up, as you can see. So be prepared to stop behind a bus and then, taking it from there. As he goes down here, he's obviously making progress. So if I'm looking at his speedo, he's doing 20, which is appropriate. You could get away with 20, 22, 23. The downhill, I reckon he gets his speed up to around about 22 here. Now here, he's got his roundabout, which is the double mini roundabout where you've got one after the other. So I remember yesterday I did a mock test and I failed someone here. They did this bit correct. So here, look to your right, make sure you're looking for a safe gap. It is quite a blind junction on the right, so make sure you're peeping and creeping, edging forward, and then making progress. So as he saw here, no car, that's a good chance he took. And then as you go here, make sure you're positioning on the left-hand side as you go ahead, but make sure you're looking in front on the right. If there is no vehicles coming, then you make progress where the arrows show to go straight. Now, here, he's just moving, following the road ahead. This is a 30 miles an hour road. So remember, the whole point of these videos are to give you guys advice and, remind yourself what the speed limits is. And also remember, not just watching the videos, but if you actually read the highway codes, you will hear that if you're on a road that's 30 miles an hour and there is no street sign and there are street lamps, then the highway code says you should assume that it's a 30 miles an hour. So, always refer back to your highway code if you're not sure about something. Now, this route that he's doing, it was actually the route he failed on his last attempt, which was only about a month ago. And when he's doing this right turn coming up, he mounted the curb, and I put that little clip on my TikTok channel. And just here, he mounted the curb before. And this time, obviously, he's learnt his lesson and he's taken it correctly. So, well done to him for that. And I am proud that he's obviously learnt from his mistake. Now, this road actually does have some meeting situation, so be careful. It is obviously uphill, and look for gaps as you're going through here to see where you're going from there. Yeah, so there are going to be many meeting situations on this route, so look out for cars. As you see any cars, look for big gaps. Remember, when you're doing meeting, you want to make sure that not only yourself will fit in the gap, but at least another car behind. I usually say 2 cars plus you, meaning 3 cars, should fit in a gap if you are going to pull up in a gap. And if there is no space, then you can always leave space on the right by pulling up near the right and suggesting to the oncoming cars to move over there. So there's various things, when you're doing meeting, it is following your MSPSL routine. So make sure you are doing your MSPSL. Now here, he's asked to turn right at this end of this road, and then he's going to take an immediate left. Now, these routes are not just my videos, but other people have done all these videos, guys. So make sure you are actually, going through these videos, or it's pointless us doing it. I'm not making any money doing this. It is purely to help people, whether my students or not, but to pass the driving test. And hopefully, we'll see you on the road, but as a safe driver. So this road here, it is quite bendy. So as you come round here, be careful to look out for oncoming cars. Some of these cars do actually come very fast. So make sure that, you are ready and anticipating, bends on the road, because this is a 20 miles an hour road. But I'm sure all of my students and not know this already, that 20 miles an hour for learners, yes, we can't break the law, but everybody else, it's a free for all. So be careful as you're coming up here. So the woman has done her first pulling up, I think. So she said to him, pull up on the left. So when you are doing pulling up on the left, remember, center mirror, left mirror, give a left signal, check your left mirror again as you're coming in, use the reference points that your instructor has shown you, and then roll yourself to a stop. Before moving off, make sure you're doing your blind spot checks. So you check center right over your right shoulder, give a right signal, or do the 6-point checks. There are debates. Some instructors say 6-point checks not needed. Some say you should do all around. So long as you look over your right shoulder and you make sure there is nothing coming, you should be okay doing it from there. And then on this road, you will see in a minute, he is actually doing the straight line reverse for 2 car lengths. So the examiner goes up this road and looks for a place to pull up to actually do the straight line reverse. Now, when you're doing the straight line reverse, it's not a long distance. 2 car lengths is literally not much distance at all. And you should be practicing this maneuver with your instructor or your fellow driver or family, whoever's actually, legally you have to have someone in the car to be there. Remember, if you have got family who is going to be taking you out and you're doing extra practice, make sure that they've got obviously a full license and they've been driving for over 2 years and you've got insurance on the car, L plates at the back, L plates at the front, and then obviously, you drive out there with them. Obviously, they won't have due controls. So here, he's asked to do a reverse, straight line reverse. Main thing about straight line reverse to remember is, if any car is coming and you see a car that's within 5 to 6 car lengths near you, you need to stop for them until they've gone past you, and then you start moving. Make sure you're looking over your shoulder. So you see this car, he's obviously stopped for the car, and he waited for the car because that's what I've been teaching him. And then you look over your right shoulder, you look at your left mirror, right middle, right shoulder, and then you move slowly back until either the examiner says stop, or you can say, is this enough? And they will obviously tell you if that's the case. Once you do this, and the examiner, they don't really, as I said, they don't really go back too much. When the examiner says to you that move off when it's safe to do so, make sure you're looking over your blind spot. Now, which blind spot? So if you're on the right hand side, you need to check over your left blind spot. I usually say at least a minimum 2 to 3 times, looking over your shoulders to make sure that there is no one coming, you haven't missed anything. And the whole purpose of this exercise is to see whether you're actually safe moving off and so forth. So make sure you're doing that as you do this over here. So there he's gone. He's obviously done his blind spot, and now he's moving off and making progress. So end of this road, you're going to see it's one of those roads. I really do not like this road. It's really blind when you're coming out from this road. Excuse me. When you're coming out from this road, and make sure, I usually tell my students, open your window so you can hear whether there is a vehicle coming or not, because from the left it is very blind, from the right it is very blind. Now, if you do commit as you come out, and you at that point you saw no one's coming, and then you decide to go, make sure you're making progress and you're checking your center mirror. So that car, he got lucky. That car gave him way, and you can just see what I was talking about. It's very blind. And if you're practicing in the area, make sure you are practicing this very route, so that you can get yourself familiar with what you're doing in the area. So this is a 30 miles an hour road. This road will lead up towards the back end of Brighton Road, as you'll see here. As you go down this bit, you will see that there is going to be some parked cars on the left. And also this is a bus route. So just here you see these are parked cars. So make sure you check your mirror. It is very narrow, but 2 cars will fit. You may need to, tuck in just to allow a car to go. So make sure you're checking your left mirror and you don't shave a vehicle or get too close to any vehicles on either side. Now, under the bridge, this bit can be a bit bendy and it is quite narrow. So make sure you are adjusting your speed to reflect the turn as you go round here. And then over here, that's the bridge I was talking about. Over here, it gets a little bit narrow. Although this whole road is a 30, I would say 25 to 30 on the straights, on the bend, reduce your speed. As he goes down here, there is going to be a zebra crossing coming out. Here you are. And then after that, the examiner did ask him to take one of the left turns coming up. So it's a one-way road. Remember, again, I have seen many fail on this next one-way road because as they turn in, they don't actually see the sign. Now remember, when it's a one-way road, guys, even if you don't see a sign, look at the parked cars. If all the parked cars are facing in one direction, then naturally that's a one-way road. And if the examiner says turn right at that one-way road, you're going to position yourself on the right-hand side. So lucky for him, the examiner said to turn left at the end of this road. So those are the cars you can see. They're all facing in one direction. So all you've got to do is go to the end of the road, and here you can see the road marking. There's the arrow saying if you're going left, left lane. If you're going right, then right lane. So make sure you're practicing this bit with your accompanying driver or instructor. So here she's actually taken him back on the same route, the way they actually are coming back, and then she's done a bit more where she turns right. The examiner asked him to turn right at the same road that they came when they started the test. And then here again, this is the Brighton Road. You've got the zebra crossing. After that, he's turning right. I keep saying she, so sorry mate, it's a he. The driver, my student, was a he. So here he's waited at the correct position. He's obviously looking for a safe gap, so either someone's gonna flash their headlight, which is I think now, and he decides to take that turn, which is good. And then this road is a 20, so this is where you've got the mini roundabout. It's the one I talked about in the start of the video. So he's just going to go up this road. Again, you've got a little bit of meeting situation. So as you're doing any meeting situation, be careful to, look out for gaps. I think she's got him to stop at the side of the road from what I can see. And then she's going to tell him to pull off when it's safe to do so. So he's obviously checking his mirrors. If I'm looking at the reverse camera, there's the car that just passed him. So he should be ready to move off. I think also they get you to do a hill start, because this is a hill start here. So just looking for that right moment. There's an oncoming car there, and then he's going to look for a safe gap to actually make progress, and then going up towards the roundabout. So let's see what the situation is. So here, I think there's those cars behind him, so obviously he's not going to come out anytime soon. He's going to look for the cars. There he goes. And then as he goes up here, you're going to come up to a little bit more meeting situation. All a 20. So he's doing quite well here. He didn't get that many minors, so I can't remember on top of my head how many minors he got, but he did well here. And then as he's going up here, he's gone through the back into the side roads. And what he's going to do is, this is the bit that's going to come up on top of where the Costco is and the 40 miles an hour. So he comes through there, through the 40 miles an hour. So she's just getting him to do a little bit more of the whole meeting situation. And then again, at the back of this side, there is the 40 miles an hour. There's only one 40 miles an hour in the whole of Mitcham. If they make you do that, or if they make you go up towards the what we call the Old Town roundabout, that's the other 40. So there's not much fast driving in around the new Mitcham route at all. It's mainly, just stop start, side roads, a little bit of meeting. There is a lot of mini roundabouts, definitely, which make sure. And mini roundabouts in some respect can be challenging, because if you decide to take a wrong exit or a wrong opportunity, you unfortunately are going to suffer, because you haven't got a lot of space to quickly accelerate and go. So therefore you have to make sure that you're making progress. So so as I said, it was a good pass. Not much to talk about after here, so I'm going to sign off, and then you can listen to some music at the end of this video. I've obviously talked for a fair amount of time, which in itself, guys, it's not easy, as I said, to keep, some might say waffling, but hopefully it wasn't a waffle and you guys actually benefited from my expertise. And if any of you guys are looking, to take driving lessons, I cover the southwest London area, obviously Norbury, Tooting, Croydon, Thornton Heath, Colliers Wood, and surrounding area. So make sure that you check out my YouTube page, you check out my TikTok page. I do a few videos for all of you guys. So yeah, it's just a matter of trying to see if you guys can benefit from my channel, and hopefully you subscribe and wait for more videos to come. Until next time, stay safe. So we're just here at Mitcham Test Centre and we just had another pass. He's just going to say a few kind words. So well done, buddy.
Cool, Manik Bhai, great driving instructor, very friendly, very patient. Whoever out there learning just not to pass, driving, actual driving, contact Manik Bhai and Eco Driving School. Thank you very much. Thank you for everything.
Thanks.